they're on a group.
Alright, let's see. Is everything good? Did anything break?
All right.
Are we all ready for what's going on today? Alright, I gotta make a note to that to delete that one roll. And they're gonna make their little plan. Should be easy enough. I mean, isn't everything Op4 based? So blue, yeah, because they chose that, so it shouldn't be too bad. Regardless, now we wait. I mean, this one I know I'm going to edit out a little more, just to keep things more simplistic. And I can wait till chat gets here, but yeah, I mean, Phase 2 of Project 16. A few more names. I got to remove one of them from the mission file, because apparently they're gone. I got to add a sign right here. Yeah, we got some customization on some of their boxes, and everything should be a-okay. How you doing, unit? I've been on this server for about an hour building everything because it makes it easier for them to loot bodies, and because I'm such a nice guy. I'm alright. Just tired. Because after this mission gets done, I want to work on some others, want to work on some schoolwork. Found out that one of my finals that I thought was in a week and a half is actually tomorrow, so that's exciting. And that's the one that I'm actually kind of stressed over, so life. Screw me. Today's been filled with a lot of, like, mini issues, which has been a gigantic pain in the butt. Hasn't been as bad as yesterday, but just been already starting one of those weeks, you know. What can you do? How you doing, Cubic? We're just waiting for them to move out, make some decisions on what they want to play. I've got everything listed in that mission command if you guys want to look over some of that documentation. And we'll go from there. Also, I think OBS is just a little brighter than my monitor's view right here, so that should be fine. Yeah, I know, unit. I mean, what can we do as students with that bullshit, right? C'est la vie. Go on the map, we got all the rules still listed up there. I've got Op4 debug down there, Blue 4 debug up there, 6 different contract sites. I think. Yeah, no, the 6 is tucked away right there. We're just waiting to see where they go. I know the player count is a little less than last week for this one, and that's fine, because it's just a matter of, you know, whoever shows up gets the payments from the contracts that are done. I don't know if they're going to divide up into 2 teams or do one big one. I also know that they are not going to be able to do one of them because I have some really nasty bullshit in here. That's also because the pay for this one, even though it's not big, I have a bounty in here, and I have multiple boxes that are filled with various things, such as death sticks or other things that they can sell, or credit chips, and all that fun jazz, so. Yadda-da. Oh, I love classes that tell you there's no exam, and then
The speeders that were lost, do we know what type of speeders they were?
C7 swoop bikes. I mean, they're going to be the only ones in the AO, though, so.
Okay, but they're like, 1 person or 2 person?
1 person.
Cries.
That's one of the AOs to the north. First round of TSB training today. It was an interesting session. You had Joe, Xander, Undead. Oh, they were teaching? Yeah, that's fair. I'm not gonna lie, I used to be very involved in TSB's training aspect, doing basics and most of the weapon trainings, and they wanted to completely rework it, and I never got back involved. Are these guys that have randomly on Garrison? Sweet. Alright, well, that's funny. Yeah, they're talking about these 3 things, so... I did tell a few of them, hey, you know, if you see red X's, you might want to look around, but I know a few of them have mine detectors too, so this is perfectly valid. But I was just trying to think of creative ways to maybe get one of them. Because I'm trying to make some of my ops overall a little harder, so... Regardless, Snipe, hope you enjoyed training. But yeah, ever since they redid everything, I've kind of taken my head out of it, because... I like the older system, but if more people want to do a newer system, then, I mean, it's one less thing I gotta worry about. As long as it works, people say they like it. That's all I care about at the end of the day. Otherwise, let's go over all the individual AOs, all the things of note. So, for those of you who don't know, this is Project 16. This is a massive, I want to say, 25 to 30 hour project that involved taking 6 different maps and turning them into a Star Wars-esque universe-style Mandalorian open-world contracting thing. So, there's a bunch of different custom factions that all have a bunch of different kits. There's a giant spreadsheet that keeps track of everyone's stats, which you can actually look at through the mission command. There's also a list of active contracts I keep going forward, and there's a bunch of paperwork in between ops where people can buy and sell stuff they find in the field for credits, and use that to buy more powerful stuff, vehicles, medical training, you name it. So all of their stuff minus their armor, because they're a Mandalorian unit and they wanted to keep their armor well, and I think my mod is broken to see the proper armors that they have this week because they changed it, so that's why they're all wearing a default black one from a different mod. Where was I going? But otherwise, I mean, all their stuff's labeled. I gave them a little survey so they could change their colored box to 1 of 5, and, you know, most of them did it, some of them kept it going, that's fine. And I pretend to be a hologram on this table. They save and load their kits from there, and then they also have a house pool that has additional gear or vehicles if the 2 leaders of the unit, Walrus and Moon, decide to do anything with it, which they decided not to buy anything today with regardless, but... Going over the contracts, I'll explain how everything works. So one of them is for a corporate group called the Corporate Sector Authority. I based them off of the Zerka Corporation from Knights of the Old Republic. They have 2 missions in play. The first one is to recover 3 speeders and bring them to a position down here. For every speeder that gets there, everyone that participated in the contract gets a share of the full credit bounty. So each one is 450, which total is 1,350. 10% of that is taken and given to the house, quote-unquote, and then the rest is evenly divided with the remaining players. And they use that money again to buy whatever they want. So I've added a little bit of a catch here. I put a minefield out in front, drew a bunch of red X's with red spray paint from Ace around, and I told a few of them in passing, hey, they should really pay attention today. And I also know that a lot of them bought mine detectors, which I thought was funny. But I've decided, hell, you know, if they bought them, might as well make them use them. These things will destroy the speeders if they go over them, and also probably kill someone. So we've got a usual mix of what I like to call my local hooligans, but I also added a few extra hut guys because based off of last week's actions, these guys made it clear that they were not going to work for the huts, and they were also making it clear they're not going to work for the CIS. So, shrug. Contract number 2, let's do them in order. So the second Corporate Sector Authority one is pretty simple. They control a dam. The dam supplies power to the local town. Hooligans took it over. They're going to deal with it. I've got a nice little turret up here. Again, it's a mix of the hooligan characters and a few of the hut ones as well. And by the way, they don't really have that much. The mod set they have doesn't really have anything outside of CIS Republic and a few Mandalorian things for them. So I had to get really creative with some of these kits. That's why he looks dumb. But you got to work with what you're given, right? So, there's 2 additional contracts out of the 6 that are for the Planet Defense Force, which are all the Blue 4 guys, by the way. The first one is recovering 12 dudes from slavers, 100 people, 100 credits per person, 100 people, 12 total, and they have to bring them over there to get the turn-in. The one additional difficult thing is at where these 4, it's 3 groups of 4, and each group has an auto turret also out and about, which I found out are actually pretty easy to destroy, but they can be a little bit of a harassment. So again, same mix of hooligans and whatnot. The other PDF contract Was there a second one? I could have sworn there was a second one. Oh yeah, clear out the hut base. So this is the main hut area. The main PDF area is right there, but there was going to be a secondary one up there. But again, since they're not doing hut contracts, it doesn't stack up to that. So this is going to be impossible for them to do today because they have no AT, but they can still recon it out. So, I mean, this can murder them pretty easily because it has anti-infantry weapons. This one has anti-armor weapons, but again, I don't know what they're going to buy when I make these things, you know, weeks ahead of time. So it's got a security grid. It's only 1,000 credits, but again, we've got boxes filled with stuff that they can sell for, you know, hundreds of credits in addition. So then we have a contract guy here, and I will use this guy to go harass them from the rooftop, but this guy, captured dead or alive, is also worth a lot. So, and then we've got ugly-ass artwork in the villa. And then the 2 wild card contracts is first off a Republic one to stop a CIS operation. I've got a bunch of parked B1s here. After the players get in here, I'll manually tell all these guys to run off, and then I'm going to have some BX commando droid spawn just to do some minor harassment. And when they're like away from that area, I will quote unquote activate the B1s and just send a bunch their way that they'll have to destroy, and that's part of the component. And then the other one for the CIS is to recover this box and bring it back to base. We have a bunch of hut guys around, and I've stylized this. And then we have another bounty, which I highly doubt they're gonna get. This Chad McGee, who's worth a shit ton of money, is going to put a few pot shots at the huts, and then once he sees the players come down, he is going to run to a Z95 and fly away. But this is one of my recurring character bounties that by the end of the game, they'll be able to like actually have a proper chance to take on. But we'll see how things go. Yeah, so they're still setting up, but got a bit of dynamic AI. Again, I'm testing how much I can put down on my server with these assets before I start to see some serious frame performance, because on the bigger maps, I can make them more dynamic if I build stuff up. Plus, I can also put areas that aren't directly tied to contracts that might have some extra goodies in them. If I know that I can pre-spawn a lot of them. Which, speaking of, all of these AI weren't spawned in an Eden file. I got on the server an hour and a half early and built all the AOs because they were complaining that they were having some issues looting some of the characters, which, you know, when you make an Eden file, that's what happens.
We're gonna step off.
All right, good luck, have fun.
Thanks, man.
So they're gonna get out of here.
Thank you, Liru.
I just built them so they're easier to loot that way. Even though I have everything that is lootable in uniform, or not uniforms. Uniforms are the one thing you can't take off. Vests and backpacks that they can quickly equip, grab, and then, you know, drop back. I don't know. Everything's good. Price is 1,500 for the CIS one, 100 per person on the person one, and there's 12 people total. 1,250 for the dam. 1,000 for the hut base. I settled on this number originally, but I changed it in the contracts. I've got to change it in the mission file. That's because there's another like 2,000 credits worth of stuff at the base itself. Republic one is 1,250, and then again, the speeder one's 450 per speeder. Did I fix your YouTube video you posted today is 360p? Broad, is that the one I deleted and re-uploaded? Because I think it was fine after that. That one was basically because YouTube never upscaled it. Because how YouTube works in its adjustments is you'll upload the video, it'll then do a first round of processing, which brings it, which allows it to be viewable at that point at 360p or 144p, depending on if you're looking at it on a mobile device or a computer. And then it'll process it through quote-unquote HD, even though the footage is already in HD, and then it'll allow for, you know, 720, 1080, whatever I've set it to. If I wanted to record in 4K, it would set it as 4K. But sometimes, once in a blue moon, it gets stuck for whatever dumb reason, and I can't, like, I just have to completely re-upload it. So I thought it was fine, and then I looked back at the stats after people were complaining, and I saw, oh, they didn't upscale it, even though I uploaded it, like, 36 hours before I released it. So, shrug. Oh, that's interesting. Why is he an empty? Wait, why do I have multiple? What? That's weird. I have a rifleman. Huh. That's an Eden. I actually don't even... What? That's a glitch you sometimes see with, players, for example, will be set to empty, so you can't... like, you can edit them around and shit, but I think that might be a Zeus glitch. Because that... I re-logged and those weren't there, but then again... I had to re-log because I didn't load Armazeus cache, so I deleted everything I made because I didn't want the garrisons on garrisoning, because those units would then transfer to the server, and then they might have the same issue of players can't loot them properly. And there's a looting aspect of this game where some of the units they fight might have, you know, some small credit chips on them, or some drugs that they'll sell on the black market after they bring them back and put them in their inventory boxes, shit like that. So, you know, I remade it, but sometimes when you come back to the server, it'll switch some of the units that are on there from whatever faction they were to empty, because it's just a glitch, so stuff that you can't deal with. And yes, Broadshore, we set this new mic up a few weeks ago, I want to say 2.5 weeks, and then spent like another week and a half troubleshooting it, and that was a pain in the butt. So I do have all the sides set to be friendly with each other, but as soon as these guys get close, I am going to have these guys start opening up. And there shouldn't be any Op4 guys around to interfere with that. So yeah, change side relations, Op4, hostile to independent, and play radio message no. So now these guys will shoot them on sight. What I can also do is I can remote this guy and just, you know, open up on him early. Oh yeah, they have a hit marker mod, which I find hilarious. Yep, now they're firing back. Oh yeah, I sound a lot more crisp, but yeah, no, that's something in their mod pack, which is just here. So what you also see me do is a lot of our scene. I'm not trying to kill them, it's just to make the AI a little more dynamic in crossing. Oh, this is a shotgun. And I've been knocked to my knees and killed. So there's the turret firing from up there. And I've got a few guys on the dam, which will fire. And he just got headshot off. The turret was actually just destroyed right there, so he just got taken out. Oop. So yeah, we'll get dropped pretty easily here, so. Oh yeah, we have a lot of audio filters on the OBS recording, so everything's a lot more smooth. So yeah, it's Yash who's been helping me get set up with all that, so you can thank him for everything. So yeah, I got a little hit marker every time I hit him. But I'm gonna do a lot of our scene on this one because it helps me, so I can make the AI a little more menacing. Because they don't have any AI mods, and vanilla AI is a little difficult to work with. Also, I think I just realized I've never, I'm used to, now that I have new VCOM settings on the server and I can preset everything, I have it all preset in VCOM, but these guys don't run VCOM. And this is my server, so I completely forgot about it, but there's the global settings put down. So these guys I'm actually going to go ungarrison and send over to do a flank. One of them you see is unarmed, that's because he has a secondary that hasn't done it. Oh, well, never mind, they're dead. I tried. And then I can always send in some reinforcements from the north, which I might actually consider doing here. Well, yeah, no, this is just meant to be a nice little fun thing to do every Tuesday night for a few months. I mean, how they attack the dam here, I see merit in because they've got a nice little bit of defilade cover to work with. So, I mean, it was better than most other alternatives here. You don't really want to go into this open area because it's a massive kill zone, but, you know, you work with what you're given. Yeah, so I'm just trying to be a little more dynamic with those AI, but, you know, they'll fire back as well. It also doesn't help that their armor is really OP as well, which, you know, makes sense, all things considered with the lore, but it's like, you know, you want to be able to kill them off if need be. Which I can, but when you die, you're going to lose everything that you brought into the AO, so the price, like, the cost of death is really harsh, but that's the nature of this type of campaign. Oh, this is one of the really nasty guys. How's my ammo looking? Yeah, he doesn't have any spares too, so I gotta go like get some new ones. I gotta go get a new gun. Get out my way! How you doing, Az? Oh, hey, where's your gun, sir? I need to borrow it for... It didn't give me the gun. Well, I'm about to get executed. Where'd the gun? Did it go in my inventory? What? Where's the gun? That's usable. Got a few shots off of him first. But yeah, they can just shrug stuff. Oh, I actually got him in the head with that. So headshots will knock him down. But we don't have any insta-death on, so... It's only if they do something really dumb. Like, for example, if they try to do the hut base today, they're gonna probably have a few KIA. But, again, this is the first planet. I only have 3 planned days to work on this planet with the contracts I built, but this is to kind of get them into the universe and the scheme of things, so... This is such a nasty gun. I love it. I don't RC it like this, but... now I'm out of ammo. Hey, Tin, how are you doing, my man? Thanks to the 29-month resub. How's the family? How's your daughter? How's everything? I'm not gonna lie, I was actually reviewing, I was reviewing the footage of, where you had me Zeus for your friends, and I stole one of their helmets, and I pretended to be them, and everyone, like, didn't think anything about it, and I walked out with the, important stuff. That guy's a shotgun, by the way, so I'm not gonna bother with him. And, you know, I thought about you, because it's been a while, so how are you, man? These guys walk up and drown. They fucking drowned. I love it. Yeah, no, I've been going through a lot of my old footage, just trying to see what I want to, like, you know, keep and whatnot. And that bit of footage came up. So I was just curious, because I just realized that, you know, I hadn't seen Tim in a while. He's a good guy. But yeah, that contract's pretty much done. I'm going to have these idiots run away, because apparently if water is too hard for them, then... Yeah, and they died in a way that, you know, they're just in a formation right here, so... Silly things. Things are alright? That's good, man. Hope they stay that way. If not, get better. Forge, how you doing? Yeah, one contract done. They're all doing it this week, so it's really easy to keep track of who's doing what. So how this will work is I will take all their names, I will take this number, I will take a 10% away out of it, put it to the house, I will then divide the remaining credits to all of them, and then in the case of if it comes out to a fraction, I remultiply the fraction by however many people played, and then I just add that number to the house, because I don't really want to deal in fractions with these guys, because that just... It can get messy. This is contractor send message.
Hey, be advised, I have to soft log. I've got a red chain currently.
Roger, you saved your kit, right?
Yes, I did.
Yep, then we're fine. Yeah, no, his internet crapped out. So sometimes Arma, if you have a hiccup in your network connection, it won't reconnect you into Arma. Similar to if you disconnect your headset while you're playing Arma and then you reconnect it, like your game will, you know, continue to give you audio, but Arma won't. Or I said game, I should have said computer. But Arma's weird. Like, I've had a few times where I just have a little network hiccup, and I'll still be, like, streaming, but Arma will just red chain me and refuse to let me back in the server, because it doesn't really have any good ways to get that back, so.
Alright,
Pain in the butt. Alright, here. You got your kit loaded?
yes. Just need to get into the Ace Arsenal.
Alright.
Is there one? No, there
Load
isn't.
what you can.
There is.
And let me know when you're good. I'll just teleport you up there. And if there's anything you took from your box that you didn't save, feel free to grab that. And then, yeah, I'll teleport you where they're going.
Thank you very much.
Yep, just say when. Hey, Villarreal. Welcome to your first stream. Excuse me, sorry, I got my head in many different places right now. Hope you enjoy what's going on. Oh, I used to, when I first got this rig, computer set up like 2.5, 3 years ago.
I am ready.
Alright, 1 second. Let me teleport him, and then I will continue the story.
Probably.
No, they're in between contacts right now, so.
Thank God.
Meant to say contracts, but yeah, whatever. There we go. The reason why I will always do wired headsets, and I refuse to do wireless, is because I had a really crappy first wireless headset. Like, it just did not like to stay connected to my computer. So for whatever reason, it would cut connection for like half a second, and then I would lose all my Arma audio. And I'm like, God fucking damn it. And this was back before things like Arma Zeus Cache existed. Hell, even before... No, it might have been after... I honestly don't remember, but it was around when either we were just about to get the 64-bit executables, or we were going to, like, we just got them. And I remember I didn't have anything on, like, everything was on hard drives instead of solid-state drives, so my load-in times were atrocious. So it just meant I had to spend another, like, 10 minutes loading back into Arma. You good?
Yeah, I think so. I got it.
Did you, if you looted anything from that AO, make sure you also grab it in the arsenal, because it wouldn't have saved on the kit. And yeah, after you got that, I'll teleport you over there in between contracts right now. So
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what got my red chain, but
I have an idea, but we'll talk about it after the op.
okay.
Let's wait on him. Oh yeah, I mean TSB main takes forever to load because we have a lot of stuff on it. But that's with SSDs, so if it was back on a hard drive, it would probably be like double or triple the time. That's what people tell me. All right. I mean, you get whatever you want to get for your build, you know? I mean, it's your personal opinions with what you want to use, you know? That's why I'll never do things like tech reviews unless it's paid promotion. But that first AO was done pretty well. Second AO, again, 3 groups of 4. Every person they rescue and bring to over there is 100 credits, and we'll see how they do. I need to ask, Eamon. He didn't do contract 1 because he actually poked me 10 minutes ago what the password was for the server, so I just got to make sure he's not in that first pile of credits. But it'll be easier to do this week compared to last week, because last week they split into 2 groups and did multiple things, so I had to keep track of, you know, who did what, but since they're all sticking together for this one, it's going to be a lot easier to pay people out for that. But yeah, I don't think the auto turrets are going to do any gimmicks. If you guys noticed while I was doing some RCing, I was shot a few times before I was actually killed. I actually did bump up the health of some of the AI a little bit. They had it at 1.0. I bumped it up to 1.5 because a lot of these guys don't have that much armor. So I wanted them just to be a little tankier than getting one-tapped by lasers. To you know, and some would still get one-tapped depending on where you hit them. But if you hit them on the extremities, you know, limbs, then they can, you know, survive an extra shot. Just to make them that much more of a pain in the butt. I don't mind if they steamroll some of these, but there's others that we want to make sure that they are definitely unable to steamroll, so. Fun, fun, fun. And then I know there's going to be a few questions at the end of this campaign, such as, I did tell them all of the bounties we have listed, if you go to the main document. They completed 1. There's 2 active on this map right now. There's going to be 1 that's completely inaccessible because they are not doing the huts line of contracts. But every bounty is tied to something I have planned. But, you know, obviously if they don't go down a certain contract tree, then some contracts that have bounties tied to them aren't going to be existent. There's first contact there, so I will put my mobile groups around. But, you know, it's just the whole scheme of things. It's basically like Dungeons & Dragons, except with a few extra elements here, you know, for your shooter game. Or any role-play game, for that matter. But you plan for everything, and you just adjust it based off of what goes on. So again, I'm going to do some RCing and... Bro, I got a shotgun. Ooh.
Oh, it's much easier to get killed on this server.
Did someone actually get killed? Or did someone get dropped? Riley, did you die?
I just peeked the corner and that little tiny droid bot just killed me.
Oof. That's weird, because insta-death is turned off, so...
Send in GOAT Team 6 now. Oh god, that
Feel free to
number is
reload your
getting
armor.
really flowers high.
Wait, so why did it reload?
Alright, so we're only allowed, like, our armor and...
Yeah, so like all the stuff you bought and stuff is forfeit unless they bring it back. There's something wrong with my mods because they changed their armor mod. That's probably why I'm glitching out here. So he has it on, it's just I don't see it properly. But I don't know why he insta-died, because if we look under medical, prevent insta-death
This kid that I died with.
is turned on. Just cash it into the arsenal. Damn, that's 2. Wasn't the guy I was shotgunning, but that's interesting. Gotta look into that.
Is my body still there? Did it, like, despawn?
It would still be there, but it's up to them to loot it. You just gotta chill here until they come back. You can watch the stream, though, while they're doing it. I don't mind.
Casual plug.
Casual plug. Alright, so one of the civvies died in the crossfire. That's perplexing. Like... That's supposed to be off? Because that makes no sense to me. You know what I mean? Like that, why would that be... I don't know. It's a custom ace mod, and they did a good job blowing that one up. But also means they don't get a payout since they died. Huh. Well, so here, the thing is... Ooh. Yeah, so... I just blasted that guy. That tells them where the last one is, but this is set so that check box means it applies, so it ignores these settings here, so it doesn't matter. So, you know, it says it's overwritten by the mission. I don't know, that's weird. That they're not supposed to fuck with, like, there's no way it's changed, but yeah, so Apathy didn't check his corner there and got gunned down. See, that's what I don't mind, but I gotta look into what's changed. Because I know the PBOs for... I'll have to look into that. They are supposed to be a bit tankier, but I didn't change anything with the medical. So I don't know. It's interesting. But I will definitely hold on the RCing since I know that it's a little more deadly. When's the next Phasmophobia stream? I don't know. Let's see if they're obviously gonna find these guys hidden in here. Fuzzy Bean, thanks for the raid, man. What were you doing? I'll add you to my raid list if I see ya. Yeah, they're gonna find these guys tucked away in here. But if I look back real quick, yeah, so they're set to CSAT because... So, let me explain why. Those weren't CSAT, those are AAF. Their armor mod got unlisted, and they had to re-upload it. I don't have that re-uploaded mod loaded right now, and it's still the same thing on the server. So any of the server variables for them taking damage and stuff should still be the same, because if they told me they're the exact same PVOs, nothing was edited. So it's still loaded on the server, but on my client, I don't have it loaded. So they actually have a bunch of custom armors on right now that I unfortunately can't cast for this one. So like the Mandalorian guy, he's supposed to have like a bunch of gold stuff. But because I completely forgot about it, I didn't load it. But because the server PBOs are still fine, because when Steam updates, you have to upload everything manually to update with Steam. They're all loaded, so I think those two just got unlucky, and the droids just headshotted them to high hell, but shit happens. So how their armor normally works is when they, like their chests and limbs are pretty well protected, but headshots will down them. Usually the first shot will down them.
multiple headshots would kill them, but that's why I prevent insta-death on, so I gotta look into why that's the case too, but, you know, who knows. But that was pretty punishing to be able to die, but that's also part of the risk, you know? If you bring stuff in and things get oof, then, you know, it happens. I mean, we saw Moon almost get gunned down by this dude, but he quickly, you know, he just went past him as he was firing and quickly tapped him, so it's part of the things. Yeah, I'm sorry, Clover, but hey, it's the nature of the game. Fuzzy was streaming something similar to RimWorld? Nice. I've never played RimWorld. I don't even know what it is. And Reno, thanks for the 8-month resub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this. You want to play zombies later? Another 2 for Jesus, Lewis. Oh, man. Fun fact, Lewis is banned from TSB for massive manipulation. So, Lewis, you're the devil, man, and now you're asking me to play zombies. Good God. I haven't even touched the new Call of Duty game yet. Looks like they just accidentally uncable-tied and recable-tied him, so oof to that. No, Barb, There's plenty of people that have been banned from TSB that have still come in my channel and I chat with. It's like being Rick Sanchez, you know? You still party with half of them. Again, the only person in Arma I have ever had a personal problem with was a guy named Earth Knight in the 501st, and since then, it's been resolved. But yeah, they're gathering them all up in here, and then they're gonna all grab them and move out with them, so... That's fair. Star Sims, baby. Damn right. So otherwise, they're gonna probably spend a few minutes grabbing everyone, then they'll have to move everyone. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so there's 11 of them still alive. So they're gonna have to... I might be nice and just temporarily attach one guy to another. What'd he do? Oh, God. TLDR, he's the straw that broke the camel's back. He's the reason I left the 501st. He stole a mission I overhyped to everyone. Because they stonewalled me in a mission file I made for what would have been 80 people. By trying to make me upload a mission file through GitHub. After I did everything proper and they just didn't upload it and then made me do it last minute, so that made me lose the slot, and then he stole it and then Zeused for all those people, which I heard was only an average op, but yeah. So then actually no, it was a year later, I found him in a... What up? This is Contractor, send message, Olympus.
Be advised, it seems to be that we're wearing paper mache out here. Just letting you know that the armor values didn't keep without the mod being updated.
That's weird because you said that the PBOs didn't change themselves, so...
Yeah, that's why I'm a little confused.
I know for a fact I don't have it loaded, which is why, like, I know from my POV, some of you look a little funky, but that's fine. But the server has the same those PBOs loaded, so those are what's processing and calculating the damage model, so I don't know what to tell you. If you want, you can just finish that contract, and we can give it a week and try to diagnose it. And it won't matter too much, but it's up to you at this point.
It seems like the guys are having fun, might as well keep going.
Roger. After you finish that contract, feel free to come back so we have, there's a few guys to pick up, so.
Copy that, much appreciated. Out.
Again, up to them. But, again, the PBOs he told me it's the exact same, and it's still loaded on the server, so there shouldn't be any issues, but it might have been tampered with after they released it. I don't know, so we'll have to look into that. But even then, I'm curious, once I crack open the server RPT, why are people dying when the, whatchamacallit, prevent insta-death is turned on? You know, that makes no sense to me.
But I guess we'll wait and see. So I'm going to spawn in another group of 5 just to run up from over here. I can get them about this close. And just send them in the middle of the AO to wonder what all the gunfire was. But let me think. But yeah, no. A year later with the whole Earth Knight story, I found him in a Star Wars op, and I shot him in the shoulder when his battle buddy left an area, so I made sure he stayed unconscious for a good 20 to 30 minutes in an op. That's the pettiest I've ever been, and that did it for me. He wasted 30 minutes of my time, I wasted 30 minutes of his. Nothing more, nothing less. Iander comes and goes. He's more of a Friday night fights player with Scandi Recon for FNF, so he's one of those fair weather guys. Zeus Enhanced or Achilles, which do I prefer? I still mainly do Achilles stuff, but I can Zeus with either, really because there's still a few features in Achilles that aren't in Zen yet, but Zen is slowly building them up. One of the big things was there was a recent compatibility released. I'm not sure if it was for Zen or Dawako Stalker-like anomalies, but either way, it made it compatible with Zen. So those got brought back into the 700th, and
let's give him a warm welcome.
you know, I was finally able to have an op with some anomalies again a few weeks ago. I think 2? Yeah, 2 weekends ago, so that was pretty fun. Friday night frights for Halloween, because they didn't think about it, Barb. So I wonder if Pounder saw the heads. No, they're just out of angle here. So I'm going to have them come over here, then over here, then to the third area. Did you hear that? I have no idea what that voice was, but I need to now do some research because those are some alien voices I'm looking for. That sounded cool. Hell yeah. Well, I know Forge, but the compatibility with them with Zen didn't always exist. That was one of the advantages Achilles had over Zen that was being worked on. That's what I'm implying. But, like I said, there's still going to be a few things that need to happen. For Zen to overtake Achilles, and until that happens, I won't switch over, but... yeah. They're both the gold standard, I would say, for Zeusing these days right now, anyway. Covenant noises, no, it was either an alien thing or someone really stretched out the vocals of one of the voices. And I'm willing to bet that was just something in the Star Wars mod. Alright, these guys turned in some of these dudes. I'm gonna go ahead and delete all the guys over here for server performance stuff.
Almost picked up your rifle and tried to truck on, but...
yeah, some of them are gonna look like CSAT, so that's okay.
fucking executed me.
Yeah.
Apathy just went down. Well, I mean, from what I'm seeing, this is the medical that kind of reminds me of, you know, when Makarov did his HLC campaign.
Whisper and walk away.
So, I mean, in terms of one of the inspiring factors for the mission, it's kind of cool to see it in this perspective. Did he say a Skyrim thing? I don't believe so. Yeah, they're just wrapping up this contract. Alright, I'm gonna break these guys apart because apparently their silly little AI brains can't let them in.
Perms for Walrus. I didn't get them when I respawned in. Forgot to ask over.
Stand by. So one of the things they can buy is med perms. I'm just very peculiar, I can't even English, peculiar about giving them because, you know, I want to make sure nothing's abused.
Much appreciated.
Roger out. Same with engineer perms and stuff. That guy just got blasted away. But yeah, a little bit of preaching right now. Just to make a point. If you ever run into a debilitating issue, like for example, their armors, the armor value isn't really behaving properly because they want to be a bit more tanky. The best way to deal with it is just ask them, hey, you know, do you need me to postpone the op to fix it, or like what do you want to do? Because it's up to the players at that point. And if they think it's still okay and they want to keep pushing, feel free to let them. But don't ever, you know, make a decision for your player base. Because it's their op time, you know? Sure, you might have screwed something up, or the server might have screwed something up, or the mod developer might have screwed something up, but as long as they're still having fun, why change anything? Just make sure you ask. Arma is... It has... What differentiates Arma between itself and Call of Duty is that extra layer of having to communicate properly in operations to make sure things go well, and if you don't, things fall apart. But that is across everything where communication is key. And if you don't add it, then you're oofed. Can't believe I actually just said it that way, but there you go. Talk to the customers? Yeah, right. God, imagine... Here's my end game goal in life, okay? And it's never gonna happen because you're not supposed to do this because of Arma's EULA, but this would be pretty cool, alright? What if, hypothetically, a community out there saw something like this and said, holy crap, Liru, can you make that for my unit? And I'm like, sure. Could you pay me a few $100 a month for it? And they go, yeah. And then I just, like, all my Zeus gigs become paid Zeus gigs outside of TSP. God, wouldn't that be the dream? I could just literally make... like, that would purely be making a living off of doing what I love. Oh, what a dream. Hey, if you represent a community out there and you want to see something, wink. Wouldn't that be nice? Dare to dream. I don't know, like, YouTube over the past few days was actually, like, increasing in viewership, and I was getting, like, I didn't want to get excited because this happens all the damn time and that's, like, ripped away from me, but because I had to re-upload that one video that was bugging out, as soon as I initiated its re-upload and it went through the first phase of processing and detected that it was a video that was a duplicate, my viewership immediately dropped because the algorithm kicked in because it doesn't like it when you re-upload videos. So I'm like, oh, wow, awesome. So yeah, if you ever run a YouTube channel, don't ever re-upload videos if they bug out, because you'll kill your viewership because the algorithm is a jerk. There's no other way to really say that. So how many people did we bring back? I believe 11, but let me do a quick head count. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 1,100. And it's divided up across all those people. Riley and Clover died. So unfortunately, they won't get a payout. Oh, I know for a fact YouTube fucks with my channel. When you compare the growth of other channels that do similar things, literally down to the schedule and hour count, the only difference is Arma itself, which got branded back in like 2019 on YouTube's algorithm as like a military thing, and all the military content got like lower list. There's... How do I explain it in terms that make absolute sense? Arma's trying to get away from military stuff. They branded Arma as a military thing, so channels that were under 100K get hit the hardest. So I've been kind of stuck in a lull between like 94K and 100,000, like ever since I hit 94. And that's why I haven't really grown at all over the past, I want to say, year to year and a half. Is because of throttling. Also, I think I'm blacklisted somewhere. Because Twitch is fine. Because they don't pull that level of shit, but YouTube just screw me. But it looked like it was coming out of it and then smacked me back into that blacklist. But I'll have to look into what, like, either if there was an algorithm change or if they just let me off the hook on the blacklist. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But how you tell is I actually have a lot of other channels that I'll literally ask and say, hey, I am this channel, here are my analytics, can I swap analytics with you right now because I noticed that this happened. And I was wondering if you were seeing something similar. And then more often than not, they'll go, yeah, I see this happening too. And we'll see that, you know, he got hit by something or she got hit by something, I got hit by something, and then we'll try to figure out what caused it. And that's how we figured out it was military content that got hit. But if, you know, they don't get hit by it, then I know, oh, okay, I just got blacklisted, because fuck me. But, yeah, there's no public way to access when algorithms change or whatnot. You literally have to kind of discover it, and then compare it with other channels, and then go, oh, okay, now we know this. Cool. Screw us. So it's a pain in the ass. I know these guys are technically classified as a Starskim Arcane. They do Mandalorian stuff, but let me quickly go in. Hey guys, so they're coming back, so if you're on the stream, feel free to get off, and then hopefully they brought your guns back, but otherwise you'll just have to get a gun, use it, and then once you're done with the AO, drop it. Capiche?
Yeah, I got it.
And again, they look like AAF guys because I don't have their armor mod loaded, but the server has it loaded because they claim it's the exact PBOs, but I know, it just could be weird. So yeah, they brought some of their stuff back so they can pass it. See, another reason, even though it shouldn't be the case, but the server, because I'm Zeusing with these units, it might be using my mod set to calculate damage values. So, to the server, these guys are actually just naked AAF dudes, which would make sense on why they're getting, like, insta-killed, but at the same time, that still doesn't explain a literal server-side setting that prevents insta-death.
Oh yeah, those are mine.
Yeah, have a unit move to unconscious instead of death. That's ticked off. So it's like,
I looted.
why are they still dying instantly? You know, I don't know.
I don't know why I grabbed the earplugs.
But this is,
Is that it?
this isn't any official branch of Ace. This is the 212's Ace pack. So they might have done something funky to mess with that setting, which would make sense. Because I know that these guys, I have seen them die in ops as well, after getting shot, so who knows. But it's not, I think the problem with the armor is because of the, I didn't change the PVOs out, even though that shouldn't be the case, but we'll have to review it. Hey, Random Stone, how you doing? I mean, there's no reason to test it. This would be something that, you know, I don't want to waste people's op time for. They want to continue, so we'll continue. But especially now we know that, they probably shouldn't go for that. But I think they're going to probably do the CIS contract, and then this one, and then maybe scout out some of this, and then call it a day. Yep. Yep.
Give me Liru.
Yeah, what up?
Ace Arsenal took my radio.
Yeah, feel free to grab it back. That's fine. It happens.
Ron, did you
Yeah.
get like binocs?
Yeah, we'll see what they pick. The music that is playing right now, it is from a game called Homeworld that was released back in 1999. It is a song called, if you were to look it up on YouTube, Homeworld Tutorial. 2 words. It's a tutorial song from their original soundtrack. I add all this extra explanation because I don't want to tell you Homeworld Tutorial because that sounds weird, but yeah.
I don't have any ammo for my primary, so I'm just gonna drop in my box.
That's fair.
I was up with you guys. I'm coming back now. I'll be there soon.
Hey, if anyone ever wants to play me in Homeworld, if you got Game Ranger, I would love a match. Homeworld 3, they have it in early development right now. They had a massive FIG campaign to support. I dropped a G on that because I want to be on top of that like a hawk, because if they make it like they made the Homeworld 2 remaster, which was just a Homeworld 2 remaster with Homeworld 1 skins, even though they promised a Homeworld 1 and 2.
My radio.
Yeah, just grab it from the arsenal itself.
That's over
So,
there. No, it's not.
no, it's this one. So you would literally just go in Arsenal, go to the radios, and grab it, and you should be fine. Just make sure you reset it on your net.
It says inventory. I don't see. Oh wait. There's
Use the Windows key, and then you'll get interactions, and then A's Arsenal. You good?
I'm checking now. 5-2.
Sometimes you gotta hold their hand.
Are you kidding me? That doesn't even give me it. I know there's one in here, so I'll just grab one of these.
Okay,
That's it. Thank you very much.
no problem.
Can you send me
Yes.
up there? They're a bit
Give me a second.
Thank you.
Is it AE? It's AE. He and Clover can be in the back and walk. But, yeah, no. I'm just trying to make sure they don't do it like they remastered Homeworld 2, because I don't mean to sound like a dick, but Homeworld 2 was just a space StarCraft game. Because one of the greatest things you could do in the original Homeworld was dynamically harvest resources, and you'd have to be mobile with your resource collectors. In Homeworld 2, it was just 4 asteroids that you just held as like a base, and it took a lot of fun out of raiding. It made sense with the campaigns. The first campaign you were being nomadic, returning to your homeworld. Homeworld 2 was you were just defending that homeworld. So it fit the shift in structure of the lore, but I still hated it. Because there's so many RTSs where you just camp up resource field and mine off of it. That's like the base thing, but one of the unique things about Homeworld and Homeworld Cataclysm, which was its expansion pack that was released as its own game, is that, you had to be mobile with everything. But yeah, Homeworld or Homeworld Cataclysm, I don't mind. I will play anyone in that. Forge, for example. Forge and Barbarian. I make them play with me, and I have fun.
Copy that. On the way.
I will say, though, you can either do Homeworld Emergence or Homeworld Cataclysm. The difference is Emergence is a re-release of Cataclysm, but they couldn't call it Cataclysm because Blizzard owns the rights to the word Cataclysm because they had a DLC that was called Cataclysm. I wonder if they actually did see those civs run out. So, I mean, that was funky. But I know you can't, if you have an original disc of Cataclysm, you can't play with people that bought Emergence off of GOG. But I have both, so. Deserts of Karak didn't touch. That's a 2D. I don't really like 2D RTSs. Stuff like StarCraft and I'll do Supreme Commander Forged Alliances, but I never touched Karak. Never played Foxhole, no opinion. Are they BL or BX? I think they're BX, actually. Yeah.
Ready.
So I'm going to pretend this guy runs off. He's going to be quick about it, but let's spawn some smoke grenades. And then let's get the remaining BXs in.
Standing by. Copy. Ready. Ready.
Again, this would be one that I just, you know, managed a lot of spawn stuff. I still have all those civvies running away. So now it's about finding an angle where they're not looking and then bringing additional units in. I'll only do another fire team worth or two, and then I'm gonna do my classic beeping. What, another thing I can pull real quick.
Awaiting orders. Roger that. Understood. On the way. Understood.
I have no idea. Like, you heard that noise in the background, too. It was kind of weird. I think that's a gunshot, actually. I could be wrong. But yeah, you know, have them slide out from under there. Blue 4 is not hostile. It can be made hostile depending on the contracts they do. But I love how these guys are chasing. Again, I would, if I could, I'd have someone just remote that and have them run away, but there's no point in that. So first, hide. And I'm gonna teleport up to there. I'm set the purple, perfect. Beep.
Wait, I can grab. Oh,
beep.
There's a couple airborne
beep.
helmets here.
Beep. Beep.
There's a beeping.
Beep. Beep. Beep.
There's a beeping.
Beep. 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 They come back, I'll say it again. I just need to find the damn thing. There we go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we can just delete everything involved, and there goes all the evidence. So again, fun little quick contract. That's actually a trigger for something for a different ending for one of the 3 endings I had planned for Zargabat itself, so. Fun little things. And then I can just teleport myself back, unhide myself, and that's that. Yeah, and then most of these guys I can delete because they're leaving the AO on that regard. Alright, let's see. Who can I get rid of?
On the way. Copy.
Yeah, I wanted to activate them too, but they were camping that building. Why did you go out of that sector? I would have activated them, quote-unquote, by deleting those and then, putting them on, but they were constantly in that building. I was hoping that they would push contact a bit more so I could get away with something like that. But, you gotta be able to improvise and have a backup plan and everything, so... Don't worry, that's a feature we'll save for later, too. But you have to be adaptable as a Zeus. So again, I think they're going to go do that last contract up there, and then we're going to call it for the day. But, yeah, it's nice. Don't worry. When I found those assets as I was, making the campaign and stuff, there's a lot of cool things that I want to do with them. I'm also trying to work on a trigger script that will, in their place, spawn a B1 that's crouched. So it'll, like, whip its gun out and start shooting. But my first attempt of it crashed the server when I was doing testing, so I'm still working on it. Is this like 3D Space D&D? Pretty much. As a contracting and bounty hunting campaign. That would be a good way to put it. But how that script works is basically if they enter within 5 meters, so it's a circular trigger. So let's say, like, in the center we have the B1. If they, like, brush up against it, it will spawn a B1, it'll get the position of the crouched unit, and it'll teleport it on top of it as the crouched one that's an asset. The one you saw sitting down is set to a hide trigger. So that disappears, and the B1, spawns and appears on its spot and starts shooting. So it's, like a quote-unquote activation script. Again, a lot of cool little fun things I can do as a Zeus now that I have the know-how and scripting to do stuff like that, so... All it is, too, is it's just a trigger you would tie to in the mission file, and then it would be, if a player enters it, then you would have a line of code to say spawn the B1, and you would give the B1's unit identification, and then you would then say, in the continuation of that code, what is it? It's the teleport script I use as an add action, but instead it would just be get position, and then the... B1, that's the, item asset that's, on the map, would be labeled as a variable, and it would just get the asset, get the location of that variable by a command called getPos, and then teleport it there immediately, and then there would be another line of code that says, for that B1 map asset to hide. And it would work seamlessly, so... I, by no means, am a person that understands scripting at high levels. That's just a fun little thing that you can code in, so... Yeah. You could also pre-spawn them as Invisible Forge, but... Stuff like that, especially if they have, 12 to 15 people show up, because, there's a good 20 of them that register to play this campaign. If they do... another thing like they did last week where they have one group do one thing and one group do another, I don't want to have to, have a certain AO be babysat. Like that one. Like, let's say I have one that I have to manage like this, and then they do another one where I also have to manage. I don't want to be constantly jumping back and forth between AOs to make sure things go well, because that divides your attention, So you got to work with what you got in that sense. So, whatever I can do to add triggers to, let the mission file play itself out means less time and worry that I have to focus on. And instead we can, chat and watch these guys blow through everything. And again, I gotta get that mod fixed, but I find that hilarious that they're AAF dudes now. I mean, yeah, so another way you can do it, Jakes, is you can have the unit there and have it set to hold fire, and then you can just swap it immediately with that script instead. The issue is you never want to have too many AI, especially individually grouped down at once, because then that adds to the server load. For example, if I were to have 100 individual AI down on a map, that all had the diamond over them, which meant that they were individual groups, that would be really laggy to the server compared if they were all grouped up like this 3-man group, because it only registers that one group as one group because one group is in charge of doing everything. There was a thing I did in IFA op like 2 years ago where I showed the difference of I ungrouped all the AI because I had to reset the server while I was streaming. And the server went from like 40 frames down to 15 when I ungrouped all the AI. So you really don't want to have a bunch of ungrouped AI on the server tied to triggers because that adds to the lag. So instead it would be easier just to have a spawn trigger instead. So, you know, when you can program that, that would be better. But the thing is, you also can't, like, have them all tied to a group and then only have one on hide, because you can only tell the group to hold fire and open fire. So if you were to improperly do that and have all the AI grouped, then you'd have a bunch of invisible AI shooting at players, and that wouldn't really work well. So that's why you would set it to a spawn trigger instead. But let's see, these guys, I think they've noticed that this group is running away. I'm not going to turn any of them around. But yeah, this group is just patrolling back and forth. Again, a lot of these have been outbound patrols moving in. And I want to see if anyone triggers this minefield. Again, we have a bunch of spray paint red X's around, both inside and outside, to show that this is not a way you want to go. And it looks like this garrison just noticed and they are engaging. These guys are going to... Let's have them run to... Okay, no, they just saw that gunfire. So, yeah, they get mowed the hell down in the back. And now we'll let this AO play out. But yeah, I mean, what's nice about this AO, not this AO, the mission file itself is it's just a bunch of mini AOs with a lot of extra details on it. It lets the players, you know, control their own kits for this entire campaign, so to speak, and it also gives us a lot of time to chat about Arma. And then going forward, if they do the AOs one at a time like this, I can just edit out the transit time where we would talk. And, you know, just play this stuff instead. So, it's fun. And I can focus on RCing and stuff. But again, I'm not going to RC today because there's some glitching out with their armor. And I'll just let the AI play out as is. And I want to see if anyone is silly enough to step on those mines. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm still going to do some RCing here and there. Would I back Arma 4 if it came out on a Kickstarter? No. I don't back anything on Kickstarters these days. Except Homeworld, but that was a weakness from childhood nostalgia. But if you actually look into Bohemia's financials and everything, then you would know that they have plenty of funds to make a game from scratch. They just don't want to commit the manpower yet. But that's something that deserves its own video if I ever decide to make it, because I'd also have to look in... No, stop it. Stop it. You went into the mine. Okay, that should be a good indicator. Well, so much for my surprise. That, yeah, that exists. So, oh well. Ooh, Hernandez got his head shot off. That's unfortunate. Riley, oh, Riley got dicked again. I'm willing to bet I think I know what the issue is, but again, we'll explain it. But technically, insta-def like this does make better players. So, you know, it's if people... I just feel bad for Riley because he just got tapped again immediately.
Oh my gosh. I'm so angry.
Gotta check those windows, guys.
That's two.
I know, Riley. I feel bad for you, man. So I will tell you guys this right now. There's a big minefield in front of the VIX, and there's a bunch of red X's around the minefield. So I think they've noticed though, but it didn't help that one of the AIs decided to run in there and ruin my little surprise.
I had a mine detector too. Oh my god.
Riley sounds mad.
I'm on the brink of rage quit.
Star Wars, but no clone armor.
Yes, I am.
The armor is paper mache right now. Not our fault. We changed the model. Get over it. Like, come on.
I'm missing out on 2 bounties.
We're gonna pick up your shit and relax. Get over here.
Sorry, I'm not trying to kill him because I want the AI to do all the work here. I mean, for the most part, they've been A-okay. Yeah, whoa, Star Wars, but no clone armor. Yeah, no, You're looking at the only Star Sim out there that does Mandalorian stuff. Hell, like, almost all of the groups out there that do Star Wars, like, Star Sim stuff, there's only, like, 1 Mandalorian group and 1 Imperial group, and then no one does CIS stuff that I know of, and no one does, like, Rebel or, you know, anything fun. That's okay. We can at least work with the Mandalorian group, right? Yeah, there we go. I mean, they're unlocked and I repasted them just to make sure things weren't going to bug out, but they all have fuel. And what's also funny about this asset is there's no connectivity down here. When you actually look at it, it's just the glass pod itself. I might have to teleport up there because my short range might be out of range for that specific position. But these, yeah, so, I mean, people are able to get into them. I'm just wondering if that mine damaged them. No, they should be drivable. This is Contractor, send message.
Be advised, we have found ×3 speeders up at the recovery speeder point, but we are not able to drive them. They only have a gunner seat, no driver.
That's weird. Roger, if that's the case, if they're unable to be driven, just leave them there and we'll consider it cashed in. Hashtag Star Wars mods.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But we'll go ahead and move on. Thanks.
So they're only getting a gunner seat. But it's a driver's seat. So that means the asset's bugged then. So, in testing, it worked fine, but I guess when players actually interact with it, because when I test, I was RCing stuff, so I guess that, Alright, I gotta make sure if I have that listed in the thing as a buyable asset, I take it off. But yeah, no, Star Wars mods are glitchy as fuck. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. They are some of, if not the glitchiest things you will ever play with. Good old broken shit, yeah, right? But yeah, no, the point of this was to drive them down to that area. And again, when I was testing, I was able to drive them around. But that might, you know, it might be one of those things where the AI can do it. When you remote control an AI, it's fine. But when player models do it, it doesn't, because that actually is a thing, which is dumb, but it is. So for example, if you ever spawn in an AT-AP from one of the mods they're using, it's a pod walker. But you can't, in Eden, put more than 2 dudes in it, even though it has space for 5. Similar to the Predator tank from when we were deving that Black Templar versus Furry mission a few hours ago. It had that issue. So there wasn't much we could do about it. You had to just, check it in-game to make sure it was fine. So it's just, again, how coding for some of these assets works, and as a Zeus, you just gotta work with it, which is a pain in the butt. But that's another example of why you should always test your stuff. I think Moon has a mine detector because he immediately stopped moving, probably when he was getting some beeping there, so it's pretty funny. Yeah, same with Sentinels and Titans, exactly. There are extra spots for the AI to use, so the AI are working fine, but they're not accessible for players because it's like for AI to run scripts on. You should at least test for 40 hours every single day. Exactly. The Liru standard. But yeah, I don't think they're not going to go for the CIS one, which is a shame because that one was pretty cool. And I don't think they're going to do the Hut one, because the Hut one, I actually told them that they probably shouldn't, because they will need AT. Because I asked them, like, hey, what... can you name me a vehicle from the Star Wars mod? And they're like, oh, GATs. I'm like, alright, the Huts have GATs now. But I did research, and it was like, yeah, they actually did. And if they look back and remember the second mission I gave them, the militia forces are the Hut kits, but they also had GATs. So it was gonna be a GAT either way, because some of the AATs they have in this mod set are fucking atrocious. Like, they're actually what an AAT is supposed to be. Because most of us know AATs as, you know, they've got the two little duck guns and they have the, you know, the main cannon up top. That's not all the armament of an AAT is, though. An AAT has, like, 3 different sets of weapons, but they actually coded it, one of these mods, so that the driver controlled one set, the gunner controlled another set, and the commander controlled the third set. So it's got all of its, like, bunker buster rounds and all of these, like, really powerful items, which, you know, compared to the frickin' TXT that they normally give the Republic guys, or let me look at it real quick, I know I have a few spawned. These things. Yeah, I was right, TX. Just completely blows it out of the water armament-wise. Like, absolutely. And they also have torpedoes. Yeah, like, it's ridiculous. But yeah, they might try to do some scouting here, but I've got a mine perimeter, I've got 5 auto turrets around the main building, we got a bounty guy in there, there's 4 or 5 boxes of stuff in here of various things that will give them, in total, about like 3k credits. So that's been the most lucrative contract they've gotten so far. We'll see what they decide to do. The TX does have 3 sets of weapons as well. Yeah, you're right, actually, because it has 2 sets of laser cannons and the commander turret. You're right. I'm more versed in the AAT compared to the TX, but yeah, they're definitely going to get this one reconned out. Yeah, so now we chill. But yeah, for an hour and a half of fun, for this map especially, worked out pretty well. Has rocket pods, yep. Gonna have a quick drink, give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, but overall, I would say there's still like a few fine tweaks I need to make. Them re-uploading their armor mod hasn't helped, but should be a-okay for the most part. AAT reminds me of the Mi-24. Well, I mean, the Mi-24 can fly. Oh, and Bloodwing's mad at me. I don't know if you guys have seen it, or if you even care, but there's a comic I like to follow by Pet Foolery for Pixie and Brutus. And they finally released Brutus's main story arc. And, yeah. I showed it to Bloodwing. She's pretty mad.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Contractor Olympus.
Olympus is his contractor send message.
Just wondering, on the rules here, are we able to steal vehicles or anything of the sort?
If they are not locked.
Copy.
Which I assure you they are. just in case. Just in case. Because I don't like to be cheated. Wait, Broadshore, why can't you drink alcohol, man? They can try it, but that's gonna be a very nasty AO. Because it will kill you? Nice. I mean, that's not really nice. That's actually really, really bad, but... Same with you, Forge. Jeez. It's a big oof. Let's see what some of these guys do. Sorry, I was texting my audio guy, Yash. We in one of the videos I recently uploaded, I noticed a really weird like chain noise that came out of the right ear. It was really faint, but I just wanted to send it to him and make sure that it wasn't like anything major, and he just says it's just some audio glitch out error. And there's not much we can do about it, which, yay, screw me. Love to YouTube and you're enjoying watching it live? Nice. We're in a bit of a lull. Excuse me. They've done all the contracts that they've set out to do. I now know that they won't actively do CIS contracts. For some planets, I'll still offer them, but it just means there's less stuff I gotta prep. What, forged mead? God, I could actually use some really good mead, because the mead I normally like, it just does not taste the same this year, and I feel really bad about it. Because I bought, you know, my standard 10 bottles of it, and it just does not taste the same, which is unfortunate. Well, I know, like, there were actually a few people asking in the YouTube comment sections for the first video if it would be possible for these guys to side with the CIS and actually help them win the war, which, you know, that could have been a thing if they, not a thing like let them win the war, but there is a planet, I have planned on the Serrani map where the Republic have the southern half, the CIS have the northern half. And they will be, you know, they can choose to do contracts that will hinder the opposing groups, and then the map will dynamically change in the same way that the Serrani map will change based off of the Paw Patrol ops we do on Thursday. Speaking of, I need to make that mission file and upload it, and I gotta finish up the Pay for Pain file. But I could probably stream that. I don't know. I'm also a little worried right now because one of my finals, which was supposed to be next week, got moved up to tomorrow. And we were just told it today, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Thank you. And that one I actually do need to study for, because there's not a good way to, how would I say it? Progressively do it, because they make us turn our cameras on. And we have a lockdown browser, so we can't do anything else. So I have to, you know, actually prep for it, which is a shame. Because let's be honest, in the real world, if you don't know the answer to something, you just Google it, right? But, you know, standardized learning. How well can someone memorize something? It's a dumb way to do it, but that's how the world works. We're gonna see AAF guy pull through. That's I need to look in and see if that's a mission file error or if that's a personal error. I think it's a client-side error on me, in which case I know how to fix it, but that's funny that their PVO broke. Google doesn't exist, duh, yeah. Of course. I don't know, don't get me wrong, I used to, you know, in school, I'd always go over and memorize what I could and, you know, try to do my best, but now as a working adult, you know, I don't have the time that I used to have when I was an IB student in high school to, you know, spend 4 hours a day working on solely school stuff. I have a job, I have a life. That's another thing, because I wasn't really a social kid either. I was a bit of an outcast, but, you know, the few friends I have, I like to try to maintain contact with, and I'm not even good at that, but, you know. Whatever. Oh, yeah, a lot of us would do our homework going into class, but there are also classes that, you know, you couldn't get away with that because of how grandiose they'd made the damn homework. I don't know. Real pain, though, in life is when you have a professor in college that doesn't, like, understand that there is nothing, that things exist outside of their class. I had a class where we would literally have, actually, hell, that was this semester. For the first 3/4 of the class, throughout the year, especially in September and October, I had to work like 8 to 10 hours on that class alone, week to week, because of the sheer amount of stuff he would try to make us do. And there's a lot of stuff. I was still, like, supposed to do, like, multiple hours a week in that class, but I realized one of the assignments we had to do weekly, at the end of the day, was only worth a very small amount of my grade. So I'm like, I'm not doing this, fam. Just dock me 5% of my final grade. I don't give a shit. Like, that's not worth my time. Otherwise, Dragon Slayer, thanks for the tier 1 sub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this. I'm willing to bet we're going to end X after this when they get back, because I highly doubt they're going to try to assault that today. And again, they've expressed that they're not doing TAS contracts, similar to how they didn't do the HUT contract last week. So, yeah, about an hour and a half of fun. Hope they enjoyed it.
Howdy.
We wrapping it up?
Yeah.
All right. Give me 1 second. Have your guys save the kits. If you want to give any weapons back to the people that died, feel free. But yeah, get your shit saved. I'll make all the small changes we need to. Anyone that has stuff to put in their boxes, feel free. And once they're done, get off my server.
Okay.
I gotta fix stuff.
Yeah, to confirm, we can't go to the recover item with the CIS, right?
I mean, you can go do that. If you want.
Oh. Wait, we can?
Did you not think you could do it?
I thought it was like a choice thing where we could do one or the other.
No, you can do both. If not, I can just roll it to next week and we can fix the armor issue now, for next week.
Yeah,
that's fine.
We'll roll it.
We'll save it for next week?
It's been about 2 hours.
Yeah, it's been about an hour and a half anyway, so.
Here. I did. I got it.
Alright. I'll be right back one sec. Alright, so they're going to wrap it up here. What's going to happen now is they are going to, again, AAF guys, because my client-side mod's glitching out for their armors. They're going to save their kits in this box. They're going to take any of items they found, such as death sticks, electrolyte serum, or battle stimulants, anything they want to sell, they'll put in here, anything they just want to keep in their inventory boxes. I and IDB2 framework will save the inventory of those boxes. I will also look around and just make sure no one has like 25 death sticks in their inventory. And if they do, I'll check the RPT to make sure that they actually like found 25 death sticks and they're not abusing the arsenal. And then there will be a process where I will pay them out on based off of who survived doing what contract. And then there will be a form they can fill out where they can buy more stuff and sell the stuff that they got. So that's how everything works in this campaign. And then boom, next week, I have to remove a name. I got to make sure their armor is fixed on my server. I'm going to add a save load sign to this box. And we'll see if the house decides to actually purchase anything. So also, Tuvan, thanks for the 100 bits, my man. Is it against the ARMA ULA to work for tips? No, it's only if you directly get paid for something, but if you consider it consulting or work for tips, quote-unquote, there's legal ways to skate around that, but no one's going to prosecute you. It's just a matter of, you know, if you want to keep your public reputation, because there are some people out there, for example, BIA pays people to work on stuff in ARMA. There are some people that are absolutely vindictive against BIA, and they actually used it to get BIA stripped from a community newsletter because of that. So there are some ramifications that can be done, but it's only if you, like, majorly piss people off. But yeah. Whew. Anyway. Sidetrack that. They're going to go wrap everything up. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Go operate operationally. I might be back in an hour or two for some more mission development. We have a lot of fun stuff being worked on. But otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one. Go operate operationally. And let's see if we can find someone to quickly raid. Let me see if Drum's streaming real quick, because I owe him a raid.
Double check.
Where are you, Jester? Are you streaming? He is not. Alright, let's find someone on ARMA to raid. Unless Don's here and already found someone. Nope. Okay, cool. What do we got? Where can I send you? Preferably someone else that's Zeusing, but that can be hard to find. We got one guy looking at maps.
Thank you, Liru.
Yeah, no problem. You know what? No, I'll raid Trooper. I owe him. He's doing some liberation right now. So we'll hit him.